There are so many stories from the supernova desert rave coming to light, and it's our duty to let the world know what happened on October 7th over there. And joining me now in studio is Yarin Levin, who went to the party and survived. Can we say survived, Yarin? How are you feeling? Thank you for coming to our studio.
First of all, I think it's my honor to be here and to actually tell the story of really what happened and to let the world know what we're doing and what happened there is the way that we can continue to live here in Israel.
Is survive the right word we can describe? Because, you know, we are always so used to say survived about different things, about things that happened in the 40s, you know. Is this something you're feeling these days?
I come from a family that had Holocaust survivors, and I think it's a very tough situation to be put in, that I can't compare myself to somebody running from the Nazis, running from Hamas terrorists, but I think it's something inside myself that I still have to kind of acknowledge, which I haven't, but we will in the future.
Of course. Now, I want to start how it started for you. We all know the famous rocket bear at 6:30 in the morning during the party. How did it all start for you over there?
So it actually started at 6:30, around 6:30. I don't really know the specific times, and we continued dancing outside. We are kind of used to these kind of situations where there's a little bit of a missile attack.
I'm stopping you for a second. You know, it's crazy to think people abroad have to understand rockets are something we're already kind of used to,
right,
in a way, which is crazy to think about.
Right.
Yes.
I actually come from the search and rescue unit, so it's something that we are really used to actually go under burn down buildings and to save civilians. And we actually thought that, okay, it's a little bit of a missile attack and it's kind of like our day-to-day life there down south. And after we actually thought that after 30 minutes of something being kind of wrong, we started trying to leave the area of the party. And that's when we first encountered the ambush that we got into. I don't want to go down to specifics, but at first we tried to cross the 232 road that was leading
the death
east.
road, actually.
Yeah,
we know it today.
Yeah, what do you call the death road? And that's where we got ambushed. That was still somewhere that we were inside our cars. And at some point, people got jammed and there was no way of fleeing by car, so we got down on foot. I was with 5 friends and 5 combat soldiers.
Where are they now?
Each of them are doing their reserves.
They all survived?
Yes, they all survived. We're all good. And at that point, we found ourselves kind of trying to treat people that were injured.
So that's important to say, because we spoke before the show and you told me that you didn't flee. You stayed there to treat people, to injured people. At that point, did you already understand how bad the situation was? I mean, because many people say we didn't really understand how bad it was. We thought like 2 terrorists, which is bad enough, of course, but there were hundreds.
Right. No, we didn't know. We didn't have any internet connection, so we didn't get some kind of like information from the news or anything. We just heard gunfire, and we saw people falling, and we saw people getting shot. And that's at the same point where people are shooting at us and getting kidnapped. And it's, I think, a feeling that I will have to take on to the rest of my life, that I left injured people out on the field where
You couldn't do anything, Yarin. You really couldn't. Is there any moment that stayed in your mind till now, someone specific you remember, any specific moment you wanna tell us about?
A lot of them. A lot of the people. Because we in the army, we are trained to that no one gets left behind. And when somebody needs our help, we help them. And to have that feeling in your mind that you went out for a party to celebrate the life and love and peace, and to come back and to see those horrific things and to trying to
cope.
To cope and to take action, but to leave people behind is something that is not in our DNA.
Of course. Yarin, is there any message you'd like to convey to the world, to our viewers? I mean, we see the sharp switch. You're sitting here with your uniform. You were called to reserves. I mean, between all the trauma? Any message you have to spread, really, to say?
Yes. First of all, I went to reserves. I got back on that same Saturday at 4:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. I already went to reserves.
Wow.
Because I felt it was my duty, not from hatred, but from the knowing that we have to continue on. And this is, I think, the place for the world to actually know that it has a chance to pick a side. Either it wants to fight terror or to continue living under terror. And I think that taking our side and taking the choice of really heading on and to listening to our side of the story is the right thing to do.
Totally true. And this is another battle we're fighting these days, the battle of the world arena. You know, foreign press, we had an interview about it this week, fighting really what the world think of Israel and how the world perceives Israel. So Yarin, thank you so much for coming. Stay safe. And it was a real honor to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.